Hello and welcome back to another Nikki Uncut. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a really fun look that I'm going to recreate. It's a makeup look done by one of the most iconic and incredible makeup artists. If you don't know him, you really need to go check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram, just his work in general. If you're not familiar with who I'm talking about the famous hunghanngo. He is a phenomenal makeup artist. I'll stop it there because otherwise I can go on for days about how talented he is and how sweet he is as well. But the look I'm going to recreate, if you haven't guessed by the color of my shirt, and by the way, this is the only red shirt that I own. I figured this out today when I was looking through my wardrobe to see what red top or red something that I could wear for this video, because the look that I'm going to recreate is none other than, let me show you, this gorgeous makeup look. So this was Selena Gomez at the VMA'S this year. I know I'm a little late doing this look probably by the time this comes out, but I figured, you know what, it's such a beautiful look and it's such a fall look. Like if you really look at the details of this makeup, let me show you one more picture. Hold on. It's just fall tones to the max. It's classic, it's smoky, it's sexy. It's like just all the things I love about makeup. So this is the look up close. You know, she's got that pulled out, blended out, sultry shadow, just blended out, which I love. Like I love any of my eyeshadow looks to be pulled out towards my temple to elongate my eyes. Her brows look phenomenal, I have to say. Her brows always look phenomenal, but they really look phenomenal in this makeup look. The outfit, the nails, everything just works. And I figured, you know what, it's fall, so this is definitely a great fall makeup look. So whether you're inspired by this look or not, I think, you know, you'll enjoy this makeup look, long story short. So let's get into it. I'm hot in this top, I'm not gonna lie. This makeup look is gonna be a Nikki Uncut, so you might have to take a little bit of sound issues that happen throughout. I'm all on my own with these Nikki Uncuts, so I don't have Mitch to help me out with like the stopping and the editing and any of that stuff. So it's just gonna be one long take. So sit down, grab a glass of water, get a coffee, whatever you need, because we're going to be here for a minute because we're going to be recreating this look from scratch. Now, for timing purposes, I did do my brows because otherwise, listen, we'd be here so long, and I'd probably lose you by the end of the brow process anyway because it's so extensive. But just so I'm being fair, what I have on my brows, here it is. Okay, I have my e.l.f. Wow Brow on. I cleaned up below my brow with my Clé de Peau concealer number 4. And then for my pencil, one of my favorites. Oh my god, this pencil is so good. It just never disappoints me. It's the Patrick Ta Major Brow Pencil. Now, hindsight, I wish I had picked up the new Rare Beauty brow pencil that everyone's raving about. I will pick it up soon, I promise you. But for now, we're going to stick to what I have. Now, of course, for fun, I'm going to try to incorporate as much Rare Beauty as I can into this look. You know, within reason, right? So I'll try to do my best. But to get this look going and started, I actually just used the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. It's just one shade. It's pretty sheer. I just need something to kind of go over top of that concealer and on top of like the bulk of my eyelid because I do have very oily eyelids. So if I don't do this, my eyeshadows are just going to crease and be very messy throughout the day. So this is a must for me. I'm actually a big fan of this eyeshadow primer. I think this is a really nice formula. Works really well. You know, simple. It's easy to work with, easy to blend on. Solid eyeshadow base. Now I am going to do the eyes first because this is going to be a smoky, more intense look. And I figured it'd be a really good opportunity to utilize this eyeshadow palette. Again, I just used it recently for a live, like a Sunday morning live get ready with me. If you don't join me on those, they're a little more chaotic, but they're really fun. I promise you, they're a really good time if you join me on the next one. But I used this yesterday. It's Monday night. So yeah, yesterday I used this and I love it so far. It's the Groundwork palette from danessamyricks. And you know, this just screams a pro makeup artist made this palette. Like this is like, if I close my eyes and had to envision what a pro makeup artist would make in terms of like eyeshadow palette that gives you everything you need, like essentials wise, this is what it would be. This is what it would look like. So congrats to danessamyricks. She's just crushing it. I love her. I want to meet her. I'd probably just geek out. So I'm going to drop that brush first, and then I'm going to use the 212 from BK Beauty. It's clean, and we're going to start right away with the powder version of the shade Mirage. I'm not going to be using, I mean, not to my knowledge anyway. We'll see where the wind takes us with this tutorial, but I don't think I'm going to be using the cream bases for this look. Now, there's a lot of blending I foresee happening with this makeup look, so you're going to get the whole enchilada with this tutorial. You're going to get all the blending. None of it's going to get cut out like it normally does. I mean, normally there's a lot of editing that goes on with these videos, like my videos that I post on Saturday, or on Saturdays, you know, just for timing purposes, so I don't always post like an incredibly long video. There's a lot of blending that gets cut out specifically because blending takes the longest, you know? It's all the finessing. So I'm going to be layering this shade, probably a couple coats of it, and I'm really going to run it all across the length of my eye. And you can see too, right away, I'm pretty much pushing it up against the side of my nose, like the bridge, the top of the bridge of my nose. This is going to create that depth and really further elongate my eye shape and get that look going. This is a perfect shade, I think, to map out this look. It's like a warm, but still somewhat neutral matte brown. Perfect mid-tone brown, I should say. So I already have like a nice little roadmap going on. And we're not going to worry about any of this stuff because, as you know, this is going to get cleaned up anyway, much later. And I also want to make sure I bring this down a little bit further than I probably typically would, because when we go in and clean this up, I'm also going to leave it further down than usual because it's going to connect directly down on the bottom lash line to create that shape that she's got going on. You know, I was trying to find if like many people have recreated this look, and there wasn't that many people that talked about this. I mean, people talked about it a lot, but I didn't see hardly any recreations of this look, and I was surprised because, I mean, it's stunning. Like, maybe I'm biased, but I think it's one of the most stunning makeup looks I've seen in a hot minute. I mean, obviously, I'm inspired enough to sit down and recreate it for a Nikki UNCUT, so. Okay, so same thing. Blending it out towards my temple. What I did find awesome when I was researching like what he used for the makeup look, well, he used pretty much, I mean, for the most part, it said mainly Rare Beauty stuff, Rare Beauty products. Like the eyeshadow palette was Rare Beauty. I'm sure there were some other things mixed in. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it was Rare Beauty eyeshadow, the eyeliners, the brow stuff I believe he listed. Was it the brow stuff too? The lip liner he listed, which I don't have the lip liner, but I was really happy to see that the lipstick that he used for this look is none other than my favorite Rare Beauty lipstick in the shade Humble. Humble is like a nude, a peachy nude. And it's just so good. It's so good. So I'm very excited that I guess I get to bust out Humble and use it for this look. Okay. So same thing. It's going to be a lot, so again, just trying to prepare you. We're going to be here a minute. Feel free to fold some laundry, do other things while you have me in the background, just blending away. I am going to dip into a new color now. I'm going to dip into, let's do a little bit of Core. Tap off the excess. And I'm just going to layer this right over top. These shadows blend like butter. They're so nice. So I'm trying to enjoy this palette, this groundwork palette, while I can, because I know I'm going to put it in my makeup kit. I know it's going to go in there because it's one of those palettes that I'm going to use the absolute ton of. Like, I'm just going to be, I can just see it now. It's going to be like the equivalent of my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. That palette never leaves my makeup kit. Never, never. It travels everywhere with me, goes on everyone. Everyone loves it. It works on everyone. It's just a must-have. So I have a feeling this is going to be the same thing with my groundwork palette. Just a lot bigger. Okay, so just with whatever's left over, sweeping it out and up. Let's look at that. A very loud plane above me right now. You know, and let me remind you, it's gonna look messy before it looks clean. So you're just gonna get in there. Let's say you're following along at home. You're just gonna get in there and you're not gonna worry about the mess that you're making because you're gonna clean it up and fine tune it. But already this is taking shape. This is taking Selena Gomez shape. At least it looks like it to me in this little mirror that I'm looking at. Hopefully it's looking like that as a viewer at home. This like deep burnt orange is perfect for this look. Okay. Again, sweeping it along the side of my nose. Just really making sure this is blended. Now, we should probably count how many times I say blended throughout this video because I have a feeling it's going to be quite a lot. I'm going to switch to, let's switch to an Angie Hot and Flashy. No shocker there, I love this brush. This is the A504. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of extra depth creating with this. Okay, so I'm going to dip into Desert and a little bit of Sculpted and just kind of tuck this into like the pocket of my eye. Yep. Just getting that depth going. And now I chose a smaller brush for this because I really want to be in a more specific, precise spot. And Barry's awake. So I'm going to go back to my fluffier brush, the 212, and just roughly blend out the end of that deeper shade. You'll notice that I'm going to do this entire tutorial with my eyes open. This is especially important for this eye, which I don't know if you can tell or if you've noticed after being with me on YouTube for a couple of years now, this eye is completely different from this eye. And let me tell you, it's a daily struggle matching these two. So I have to go above where I normally would like feel like is appropriate and like what feels like comfortable and natural on this eye to make this eye appear more open and as open as this eye. So there's a lot of like trickery involved with making this eye look symmetrical with this one. This is also what gets cut out typically of my YouTube videos, is the back and forth of checking this eye versus this one. So I'm going to lightly bring this down on the bottom too and just start to make that connection. Okay. Let me just get a mirror really quick. Grab that 212 again. We're getting there, people. We are getting there. Now the skin, like the face makeup of this look is a lot more understated. I love that he really let the eyes fully shine through and be like the absolute focal point of this look. It's really balanced in that regard. Like she's not overly glowy. She's not overly blushed up. She's not even overly contoured or bronzed. She's just very like, the face is very soft. And in comparison to the eyes, it just gives you really good balance. Gently bringing those dark tones up and across the crease. Now I'm going to go back to a little more of core. That orange, that more orange based brown, that warm tone brown. And add even more across the crease. Again, it's just all about these layers. Because the layers are what create depth to an eye makeup look. Okay, let's get comfortable. Almost there. Almost there. Going back to that little brush again. Dip into that dark brown. And just blending this across the top lash line. Just to pre-smoke it out. I say pre because I'm going to go in a second with some black liner and run this along the top. This is Tuxedo from Laura Mercier. And let me sharpen this just a touch. Hold, please. Okay, we're going to sharpen it, or I did sharpen it, I should say. I'm going to grab a little small brush to blend that out. Okay, just got to scoot this in a little bit more. So this is going to line the top lash line. Let me look at that picture one more time, actually, because I don't remember if he went all across. Okay, looks like it's tapered going in. So it's thicker on the outer corner and tapered as you go in towards the inner part of the eye. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And basically, I'm just going to follow the shape that I've created with that, the blending it out towards the temple. You're going to follow along with that shape. Hold on. No, baby. Oh, no. Okay. Same thing. Now, as I get to the inner corner of my eye, I switch from being too much on the top of the lash line and switching it to the inner part to connect those two worlds and to connect that liner. Because if I went all the way in on my top lash line, It would really close up my eye shape and make my eyes look small. Okay. All right, I'm feeling the liner, that's for sure. I'm feeling really good about that liner. So taking a small, this is just a really beat up brush from Doll 10. Don't mind the shape of it. I know, it's got brown eyeshadow on it. Don't judge me. I've been using it a lot. A lot of my brushes are not super clean right now because they're in the kitchen waiting to be washed. I'm gonna dip into, let's take Harvest with a touch of Tourmaline, which is the black. And I'm gonna go over top that liner and just not only set it into place, lock it down. Ooh, yeah, this is good. This is really good. But it's also going to intensify it as well. Give that smoky vibe. Ooh. It's coming together. I'm gonna repeat it on this side. Lock it down. I don't know why I'm whispering. I always whisper when I do my wing liner, and it's I gotta stop. What I was saying is I'm gonna lock it down. Gently go over the inner corner. Now I feel like she's got brown liner on the bottom and not black, so I'm not going to do black on the bottom. I'm just going to do a little bit of probably Mambo from NARS. It's like the gold standard of warm tone deep browns for a liner. Okay, looking good. Looking good. Now there is, in some pictures, you can tell there's like this little hint of some kind of gold or some kind of shimmer, but it's very subtle. So I'm going to go with my gut and I'm going to add a little bit of a gold shimmer. Just a little bit. Don't get freaked out. And I'm going to pull up my Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette. It's the only Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette that I own. It's the mini size. It's the Sincerely Me. I know this is probably limited edition. Any gold shadow will do, but I just want to, you know, bring it back to Selena. And we use this gold shimmer right here. Just a touch. Just really for some like depth. Extra depth, extra dimension is what I should say. Not depth, but dimension. This is going to add dimension to the eye. I'm just using the tiniest bit, as you can probably tell. Okay, that is there. I'm going to switch to Mambo from NARS. Also needs to be sharpened. No surprise there. I rarely sharpen my pencils, it seems like. And I'm going to run this on the bottom lash line. And as you can see, a little bit of that tuxedo has dipped down and transferred down to the bottom, but it's okay. A smoky eye look is a smoky eye look. It's all going to work together. Taking a different brush to smudge out. Let's use, is this one clean? Yes, it is. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 209 brush. Dip back into all the browns that I used on the top. I'm going to add to the bottom. Again, don't worry about the messiness. That's the whole point. Switching back to my Angie Hot and Flashy A504. Dipping into Harvest again. just a little bit of Harvest. Okay. Now, let's do some mascara before we do lashes. I am going to do lashes for this look. I think it just calls for it. But for now, I'm going to do one small coat, like a little starter coat of Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. I just want enough that my lashes, when I put them on top, they have a better shelf to sit on top of. There we go. While that's drying, we're gonna mix up our foundation cocktail that we're gonna have. It's all gonna be drugstore too. It's the NYX Bear With Me Blur. I have the shade 09 Light Medium. This works really well for me. And then I'm gonna mix this with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade 4. Is this 4? Yeah, 4. So what I'm gonna do is swipe it there. Basically all over my face. Oops. Swipe it across my forehead. I wish I could tell you who's calling me right now, because it's actually very exciting. Soon, I'll be able to tell you. Okay, for a brush, let's find a nice brush to blend this out. Let's go for my fave. It's a BK Beauty 106. I'm going to spray my brush with the Rare Beauty Always an Optimist setting spray. Just so I get that nice juicy blend. Every time I put this on my face, I'm always like, why don't I use this every single day? I kind of forget about it sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, because I have so many. I have an overwhelming amount of foundations currently that I'm trying to just get good use of. I'm gonna mix my NYX on top. Small amount. I'm not gonna use a ton of this. And actually, should I switch my brush? I'm gonna switch my brush, to be honest, for something smaller. It's the BK Beauty 110, because I need to be able to get around my eyes and my brows since they're done without wrecking them. So switching that smaller brush. This foundation is beautiful. I'd say it's especially beautiful if you have any texture on your skin or if you have larger pores. It really, really does give you a blurred effect to your skin. I mean, it's like, it's really gorgeous. It's also very, I'd say it's really good for more oily skin. I have more oily skin and it just stays put really well throughout the day. Looks really flawless. And I think it's like $11 or $12, $14, I forget, but it's extremely inexpensive. Okay, now that I've worked around this part of my face, it took a long time. Feel great about the coverage. I just think this combination works extremely well together. Because the e.l.f. gives you that glow, like that lit from within, that glowy, healthy skin from within. And then the blur from NYX just gives you that blurred, more airbrushed finish to your makeup. So it's a good combo. Bringing it back to Rare Beauty, I'm going to use the under eye brightener in the shade Light Medium. As you know, I'm a huge fan of this product. This is my second tube that I've purchased. It's just gorgeous. It's easy to work with. So I'm going to line this up in the angle in which I want to clean up that eyeshadow. It's not going to be perfect. And then we'll go in with another concealer in a second, as soon as I take that from there. Okay, so to blend out, I'm just going to dampen my sponge with a little bit of the Rare Beauty setting spray and just tap this in. And then pull out that eyeshadow. Just like that. I hope for the best that they're even though my eyes are not even. I'm gonna go to another concealer. This is K-Town, the shade K-Town from Tower 28. I've been loving this concealer. I do want more coverage for my under eyes, but that under eye brightener just acts as like an under eye brightener. So you could wear it alone or you could wear it underneath your concealer, which is what I'm doing right now, obviously. And a little on my chin. And around my nose where I have that extra redness that I'm always trying to cover. Now let's get a smaller brush. Tap this in. Good, they're sleeping again. That's great. You know, every time I go to close the studio door, like here's like my real life, okay? Like my real life dilemma is every time I go to close my studio door from the, like to close them off from me and like leave them in the obviously like the main part of the house, I'm not kidding you. They look at me and they give me the saddest eyes you've ever seen in your life. They look at me like how could you, what, why don't you want to hang out with us? I don't understand, but we're going to be good. And they lie to me every time. They lie to me and tell me that they're going to be good. They're not going to make noises. They're not going to try to chew on anything. And I get fooled every single time because they give me these sad little puppy eyes, even though they're not puppies. They're like they're like a year. They're like a year and 9 months, year and 10 months. They're almost 2 each. They're not related, by the way, my dogs. In case you don't know who I'm talking about my 2 Chihuahuas. But they give me these sad faces like, oh my God, but we're going to be good. I promise. Just let us in with you. We're just going to hang out by your feet. And so since I'm a sucker and I'm so gullible, I let them in and then they always end up waking up and doing crazy stuff while I'm filming. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it as I blend out this concealer. We're almost done with this look, I promise you. I know this is quite an undertaking for a video that I'm not going to cut and chop up, but you know, I was here for the challenge, personally. Taking my foundation brush and just tapping in the edges. But I want to make sure I leave like a visible line, because if you look at the pictures of her makeup, there's a clear like visible line of where that highlighter is placed. It's obviously blended, but it's not like completely blended into the skin where you don't know it's there. You can still definitely see that highlighted like effect. Now for bronzer, we're gonna bring it back to Rare Beauty. I'm gonna use the shade Happy Soul. This is the cream bronzing stick. This is like one of the easiest bronzing products I think on the market. Ooh, it's got that right in my hair. So bronzing the forehead, the cheek obviously. Let's just do a little sculpting on the nose, nothing too harsh. And of course, you know me, I'm gonna bring it around my lip because I can't help myself. And then to blend it out, I'm going to use just an angled brush from Beauty Bay. And just softly buff this into my skin. What I love about this cream bronzing stick though is, like I said, you just look how easy that was. It's blended in, it looks perfect. It's the shade on me is like very subtle, but it gives me just enough of like what I'm looking for. And like I mentioned too, when I look at her makeup for the VMAs, it just wasn't like obviously sculpted. It was like very subtly sculpted. The foundation, everything was just perfect. It all jibed. It all goes together. So blending this into the forehead. Okay, love that. Love that for us. Just gonna go in and tap in with that little hint of shading around my lip. I'm gonna switch to a clean A503 and blend out the nose contour. And I'm gonna blend it up into where I blended out that shadow earlier. Just kind of connect those two worlds together. Just like that. This look is taking shape. I'm very excited for it. Just gonna take that brush, blend this even more. It's all about the blend. Blend and blend and blend. Okay, that is looking very lovely. The shape is good, guys. It's going good. I'm going to grab my classic Laura Mercier translucent powder and a Huda Beauty little powder puff. And we're going to set the under eyes. Place that right up in all my usual places, so right underneath the eye. And then, of course, extra in the T-zone. It is, like, she does have a soft matte complexion. You can definitely see that she's got, like, it is primarily pretty matte. Now, I do really want to add the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade, what's it called? Exhilarate. Because I don't use it often enough, and I don't know, I kind of want to add, a little touch of it. That is done, and we're going to dip into Exhilarate. We're going to use a touch of this. And let's grab a clean brush. This is from LH Cosmetics. It's just a 306 brush. You need the tiniest bit of this highlighter to get impact. It's like a fully loaded highlighter. Like, it is like super intense. There we go. Very nice. Nice and high up. No, Tomas, no. No, thank you though, no. Nice. A little bit to bring out the bridge of my nose and the very tip of my nose. Now for blush, I really thought, I use this blush all the time, forgive me, I know I've been featuring it a lot. It's the shade Peanut. It's from M Cosmetics. It's the Pillow Plush blush. Now, this the Selena Gomez blush looked just like this to me. And from what I see, like from what my eyes are telling me, I felt like it looked just like this. So I'm going to apply Peanut with an A507 from BK Beauty, the Angie Hot and Flashy. And this is not a blush heavy look, but it's there. Like she has blush on, but it's not like I said earlier, way earlier, it's not the focal point of this look, you know? Perfect. And it's also placed very high up on her cheek, which you know I love because it gives you that lifted, sculpted effect. Ooh, this blush is just, it has quickly become one of my favorites. Formula is fantastic too. If you ever get a chance to try this formula, it's a really unique cream blush. How are we doing over here? Okay, a little more. Just nice and high up. All right. Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna add some lashes. Now I'm debating between doing a full strip or cutting them in half. I think, by the way, these are from Velour. These are phenomenal lashes. Like these are like really impressive, gorgeous lashes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the okay, so wait, what is this called? Effortless lashes, yes, okay. So they're the Effortless lashes from Velour, but this shade, or not shade, this style, where is the style? Soulmate. Okay, this is the style Soulmate. Let me open it up so you can actually see what the heck these look like. I like the name, it's cute. Okay, so this is the style Soulmate. They're super soft and fluttery, which I like. But I am going to cut off quite a bit of these because I don't want the lash to take over the makeup look, you know, and cover up too much of my eyes. But she definitely has lashes on. She is wearing lashes. And by the way, I'll be using the Velour lash glue to apply these. But let me just cut off a decent amount. Okay, so I've cut them to be much shorter. This is what I'm left with. Let me just measure this out too. Let me just see what this is going to look like. Oh yeah, okay. I can just tell. This is going to be good. This is going to be gorgeous. So lash glue, I'm going to run this along the band. Speed up the dry time. Now this is where you're really going to see the process take place. Okay, let's put this on. Ooh, you know what? This is too thick. Okay, I gotta cut this again. My bad. I should have known better. Okay. Let's go back in with just half of that lash. Make our lives easier. Okay. Much easier. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. I am probably making the most wild faces as I'm doing this. Oh my gosh. Now I got a little creasy going on my eyes, unfortunately. I'll just blend this out really quick. This always happens with this eye. Something always transfers just a little bit, even if I prime and I do all the things. Okay, better. Problem solved. Skip to this lash. These are kind of hard to get out, I'm not gonna lie. This is why I prefer individuals. They're just, in my opinion, easier to work with. So let's cut this quite a bit. Measure this out. I'm gonna take the end of what I cut off the first pair, line it up to the new lash so I know exactly how much to cut off without messing this up. Okay, that's cut. Let's not make that mistake again of trying to put a full lash on my eyes again. So let me cut this in half also. And now we are ready. We're in business. Kind of. Using the tweezers to, of course, push them into my lashes and really make sure they're like locked down. Right? Okay, good. There we go. Okay, let me squeeze these together. Nice. Oh my gosh. We got lashes on camera together successfully too, I might add. Very successfully. They look beautiful and they are soft and like fluttery. Oh my gosh, that's a relief. Okay, I can breathe now. I can actually breathe and continue this makeup look. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's get the lip on. I'm excited for the lip. The lip is going to be one of my drugstore favorites, like, or just in general, one of my all-time favorite lip liners. It's the shade Nude Truffle. I just sharpened it. Nude Truffle is, as you can see, very well loved. And I thought it would be like the perfect neutral nude liner for this lipstick. So, like I said, I don't have the Rare Beauty one that he used. I also feel like he really rounded her top lip, so I'm going to do that exactly. Going over my Cupid's bow. Okay. Humble. It's Humble's time to shine. Oh yeah. This lipstick is so pretty. And I love this formula. It's just a classic, good matte lipstick. Oh yeah, this is stunning. The lip, I have to say, has really tied this look together. I do need to put bottom mascara on really quick and just add a touch more blending to the bottom lash line, and then we're going to be done. Oh my god. I have to stop. I love this lip so much. Take this brush that I just dropped and blend out and just diffuse the bottom lash line even more. And I really don't know if this shimmer was the right move, but I think it's really pretty either way. So hopefully you agree. Okay, dipping into a teeny bit more of, let me just show you, Mirage right here. Just want to add more gradual blending and gradation of color. Sometimes I really trip on my words and my thoughts. Okay, this look is almost done, and I really am kind of obsessed with it, to be honest. Oh yeah. Touch more of the dark brown. Just over that lash glue and over the lash line. Yep. And we made it. Oh my gosh, we made it. I have no idea how long this video is. I've lost all track of time and sense of time. But I really hope you like this look. I'm a big fan of this makeup look, and I really love the way it turned out. It was a lot of blending. It was a journey. It was a process. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and just going along this journey with me. This was a really, really fun one. Leave me a comment if you plan on recreating this look. I want to see it. Tag me, maybe, or just send me a DM, show me your look. I love seeing everyone's looks. They're so much fun. If you wanted to see this look recreated and you're happy to see this look, please give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss my Nikki Uncuts or my full-length videos that are perfectly cut and edited and all those things. Those are posted on Saturdays. I also go live on Sundays, so you can catch me there and say hi to me there. This was a blast. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. It's insane at this point. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this look. This was the Selena Gomez VMA look done by the incredibly talented hunghanngo. Ah, makeup in my hair. It's glue. Okay, this is the look. And let me show you the picture just one more time, because it's just so fun. Just one more time. My phone just didn't recognize me. Wow, that's great. So again, here is the look. I mean, I'm not Selena Gomez, but I tried really hard. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you all in the next Nikki Uncut. Bye!